Hi guys, we are going to jump into our second part of our race lesson. So today we're going to really look at the C in citing evidence, but first let's review. So remember, race, what it is it's a helpful response method. It's something that we are going to use to write awesome responses. So what it does is each letter stands for something different, and it helps us remember the different parts of a response that we are going to have to make our responses awesome. So remember, R stands for restate the question. A is going to be to answer all parts of the question. We did that yesterday. We're going to review that in just Tuesday. We are going to review all those in just a second. But then today, what we're going to add is cite evidence. This is the most important part, okay? And then tomorrow, we will learn to explain the evidence. So again, yesterday, we learned to restate and answer, okay? So an example of that would be restate, you're going to restate this, what is your favorite animal? So when I restate that, it would be my favorite animal is, okay, so see how I'm taking favorite animal, okay, and a different version of your with my, okay, I'm restating it before I answer it. So then I would say my favorite animal is a sea turtle, or whatever animal that you, is your favorite, okay? What about this one? What is one character trait that you would use to describe Mars bar? One character trait I would use to describe Mars bar is a bully, right? Or angry, okay? Not very nice. These are all things. See how I restated the question and I answered it. So today we are also going to add cite, okay? So we are going to cite the evidence, all right? So how do we do that, though? This sounds really complicated. It's not, though. The first step is you are going to choose a sentence starter. I always like to stick with the Old Faithful according to the text if I'm using a quote. If you are not using a quote, then you can use I know because, okay? So you're going to choose one of those. What I recommend is choosing one of those that you will use all the time. If you want to get specific, you can always put on there on page blank or in chapter blank. The text says. Another good one that I like to use that isn't on here is the text explicitly states. That's always a good one. That word explicitly is like, wow, right? So then what you're going to do is you add the evidence. You can add evidence in one of two ways. So when we look here, we have according to the text. So I can just paraphrase or put it in my own words. Air Force One has a kitchen and a bedroom. Notice that's not a quote. It didn't come directly from the text. What I'm doing is I'm taking the information that I learned and I'm putting it in my own words. You can do that. Or you can choose to have the evidence sentence starter. So here I use the text explicitly states, and then I would just add a quote from the text. So Air Force One has a kitchen and it also includes a bedroom. See how there I have a quote from the text. In that first option, I didn't. I just put it into my own words. That's called paraphrasing. Okay, so I just put it in there. Air Force One has a kitchen and a bedroom. Where did I get that information? I got it from the text, but I put it in my own words, so I don't need a quote. However, if I take the exact words from the text, I need to put quotes around it, okay? So see here, I connected two quotes using and, all right, from the text. So you can choose to do whatever. You can paraphrase or use a quotation, but quotations are the best evidence. They're going to make me the happiest, okay? But sometimes it's appropriate for us to just paraphrase. When would that be? That would be when we have a question like this. What is one character trait that describes Maniac McGee? You could take a quote from the book, okay? You could sit here and you could get your book out. You could dig through it to find a passage that proves your character trait. Or you could just sum it up in your own words. So I have here, notice in the pink, I have one character trait that describes Maniac McGee. So I restated the question, is brave. That's my answer in the orange. And then in the yellow, I know, those look so similar. I know that Maniac McGee is brave because he rescued Arnold Jones from the Finsterwald's backyard. See how I'm just summing up what happened in the story, and it proves that he is brave. I want you to notice your restating of the question and the answer, that's one sentence. Your second sentence, you're going to have your evidence sentence starter, okay? So I have the I know because, okay? And then your evidence, either in your own words or in a quote. So if I wanted to quote, though, let me show you how I would do that. All right. So here I have this text all about emojis. I'm going to go ahead and read it, and I want you to think about the whole time, what is one benefit of using emojis? These days, most people use emojis. There are almost 2,000 of them. You can find an emoji for almost anything. They let people express ideas with pictures. They can be a lot of fun and a good way to show someone how you feel without using words. Also, they help people say what they mean with less effort, which is a good thing. Even young kids who don't know how to read yet can understand them. So, if I have what is one benefit of using emojis? My response, okay, it's going to start out with, okay, one benefit of using emojis is, see how I restated the question? Now I want to answer it. I want to have a reason from up here. I really like this one that they help people say what they mean with less effort. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in my answer. One benefit of using emojis is you can say what you mean without having to type it out. See how I put that in my own words, okay? Next, I'm going to choose an evidence sentence starter. According to the text, and this is where I'll get my quote, okay? So notice I have quotation marks, okay? I'm gonna copy that and paste it, and there's my quote. So now I have most of my answer. Tomorrow we'll add the last bit on, but notice I have one benefit of using emojis is that you can say what you mean without having to type it out. According to the text, there's my evidence sentence starter. They help people say what they mean with less effort, which is a good thing, okay? See how my quote proves my answer? You have to make those match, okay? Your quote or your evidence, if you're just going to put it in your own words, has to match your reason or the evidence doesn't prove anything, okay? All right, let me go ahead and get this back. All right, so when you are using race, you have to remember that you restate the question first and you answer the question. That is your first sentence. Your second sentence, you're going to cite your evidence, so add that evidence sentence starter, and then prove your answer. Quotes are the best, but here's some other evidence-based terms that you can use, okay, if you need it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me or come to my office hours. Good luck.